Good morning. We've got somebody live. Got somebody live with us waiting already. I don't know who it is. If you can hear me, let's do a sound check. We need to do a sound check now and make sure we're up and running. I'm going to get the channel up on screen so I can actually see what's... There we go. It's there as we speak. Let's get it up now. We got one waiting. This is live. Good morning. We've got somebody live. Sounds good. Sounds good. Done a sound check. That's all good. Good to see that. Let's just see if we can get who's joined us at the moment. But a good visual. Oh, we've got 3 live viewers. Well, welcome to Saturday Morning Live. Without any further ado, I'm going to get on with it. Don't forget, mind to share this channel if you can, and please subscribe unless you haven't subscribed in the first place. 8 people joined us. Let's get a few more. We've got 1 like. We've got 1 like at the moment. There he is. I'm here on time, JB. The big FB. Good to see you, bud. How you doing? I'm so sorry that you're not getting on your patio and I'm keeping you hanging around. Let's get a bit of light on the subject here. Just get me a bit more. There we are. Is that better? Yeah, it looks all right on the screen, doesn't it? Look, 12. We got 14. It worked. Alison was right about getting this live stream out there. So important to market what you're doing. So looking at the screen, it's good to see that. All good here, mate. Yeah, good to see you. I'm so sorry you're not getting on with your patio. I'm going to come along and give you a hand sometime, and that's a promise. Look, got to say a big thanks to ITS for the supporters of this live stream, Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, where we talk all good things landscaping and not so good things landscaping, and anything else that you want to talk about. We're here to help here. Aaron Whitelock, good morning, mate. Aaron, please, I need you to drop me a message later because I need your help. We're down in Swansea next week. We have been there for 2 days, well, a day and a half. I haven't done much down there in respect of time, but in the time that we've had there, we have done a lot. We've got the machine going on there. So Aaron, I need to speak to you at some point, mate. I need some advice of the locality. Gareth Jones, good morning, Gareth. Good to see Gareth on here. Gareth is, I'm a big fan of Mr. Jones. We call him Mr. Jones, so that's how I always know him. 13 live viewers, we've got 6 likes, that's absolutely perfect. Hey, I'm super excited this morning. We've got a guest joining us this morning, and I can't wait to have him on here. He will be calling prompt at 10:45. So we've got a little bit to talk about. If you've got any questions or if you want to raise any concerns, now's your time. Now's your time to get it up on this channel and we can talk about it. Remember, this channel is a good channel, okay? We promote good dialogue. It's about education and learning and sharing what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Even the things that we've learned in the past, we can share in the future. This knowledge that we're collecting on our journey of landscaping or our life is that we're just leasing it and we need to share it. So remember, people learn from you. I learn from all of you. And one thing I've learned is that we've got a great community, a word that I use on a regular basis, and I don't use it lightly. Great is a great word, and truly, in the true sense of the word, what this channel is doing, you're doing great things, and you don't even realize that you're actually doing it. What you'll see, what happens on this channel as time goes on, you'll see people talking, chomping away with each other and giving each other recommendations of what's going on. 16 live viewers, 15 live viewers, only 6 likes. Come on, let's get the likes. It's at the YouTube. They like the algorithm and they're going to get your information out there. DH Garden Services, good morning, John. Is business down there slow? I'm up in Sheffield and finding businesses slow. Well, DH Garden Services, I want to know your first name. I always forget people's names. And what I'm going to do this morning, I'm going to start writing names down because they say sometimes the best way to remember things is to actually write them down. So let me just get a pen out over here. I'm not gonna be far. I'm not going off screen. You can see my hand. DH Garden Services. I want to know your name. You're up in Sheffield. Let's get that down. Do you know, it's funny when I did my H&D in garden design, and how we learned the plants was the fact that I wrote things down, and that's how you learn. That's how you remember things. DH Garden Services in Sheffield. Good to see you on here. In answer to your question, I'll be totally honest with you. No, it's not slowed down. And the reason it's not slowed down is simply because of what we do with our content. when we go down this business, into this business of any business, you know, writing content, getting your information out, branding and marketing is really down to you. You can get companies to do it for you, and things like Yale.com, I don't think necessarily they do the things that customers want to see. Customers buy into you, so you really need to market yourself. And if it has gone a bit quiet for you, you just need to get back on your marketing. And this is something I can help with all of you and support you through. If you don't make a noise, you won't make a sale. Remember, we've only got 6 likes. Let's get it up to 16 likes. Let's have a look what the Big FB says. John, I have to joint the patio and I have to build up a mortar between some of the slabs. What is the best way to get through, get it out of the grinder? I have to joint the patio, but I have to build up a mortar between. Yeah, just, I tell you what, all you need to do is just get a small grinder, take your time, get a mask on, right? Get a water suppressant if you're using a petrol one. If you're using an electric one, you can get the little vacuum things on it. It's worth doing. Don't just use the mask. We have to think about our health and our PPE. Get some gloves on, look after yourself, and make sure the lead is running right. And I'll be honest with you, you know, yeah, get it out and just grind it out. Just take your time. With anything you're doing in life, if you're going to do anything, it's worth doing well. 16 live viewers, 7 likes. Come on, let's get it up. I want to see it this morning. The Big FC says, the Big LFB, my name is Lee. I know you will ask at some point, JB. Yeah, I know. The Big FB, Lee. Listen, guys, I apologise. I apologise, Lee, but you know, sometimes with this channel, with social media, I get so many messages on a regular basis. I've had emails this morning. They just absolutely pile in, and I always try to get back to everyone. 20 live viewers, 8 likes, absolutely fantastic. Come on, 9 likes. Let's get a few more likes. We've got a special guest joining us this morning at 10:45. We're not far from that at the moment. Do you know, I'm bumbling my words because I'm so excited. We've got 20 live viewers. We got a special guest joining this morning. Maybe that's because what people's joining. Jordan Stokely, morning, John. Johnyboy, Jordan from Stockley's Landscape. I'm gonna write that down. Jordan Stockley, his name's on there. Jordan from Stockley. Hey, good to see you. Big fan of your channel, always in here, mate. Listen, I'll tell you what, Jordan, I'm a big fan of you guys actually joining, because what we're doing, Lee Handy's just joined us. Good morning, Lee. Lee works with me. Good morning, mate. Hope all is well. Safe trip later. Thank you very much. What a lovely guy Lee is. Big FE says, calm down, JB. Yeah, I need to calm down. I was so excited. Last week, I slowed it down. I went through it step by step. Maybe I do it because I want to excite people and people think I'm an absolute nut, but I'm not. I just get so excited that there's so many people that want to share their knowledge. As I said to you before, in the past, when I was going to builders merchants years ago, nobody used to talk to each other. Everybody wants to keep the information to themselves. And now what we need to do, we need to share the knowledge. And that's what's happening. We have a perfect platform to share the knowledge. And well, that's what we're doing this morning. DH Garden Services. My name is Dan. Might have to come down and learn things from the main man. Well, Dan, mate, Dan. Let's get Dan on there. Just write his name down. Dan from DH in Sheffield. I'm not the main man. There's some real good guys there. It's amazing what so many people are putting things out there. But sometimes they put their stuff out there because they want to showcase, which is absolutely fine, and show off a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with showing off. There really isn't. It's not so bad. If you want to come down, if you want to have a day with me or a couple of days, I'd be more than happy to show you. We are talking about some training days, regular training days once a month. And maybe Matt Williams, I give it away then. Maybe Matt, who calls us this morning, he will come down. And the dog, says Lee Andy, absolutely. Andy Groundworks, Oak Allison as well. Lee, it's good to see you. One of the nicest guys I've ever met, honest. Carl Button says, morning Johnyboy from All Seasons Landscaping and Design. That's how it's done, guys. If you're watching this channel now, just pop in with a message and please come and say hello. It'd be good to say hello to you and know who's calling. Lee from the Big FB and Dan from DH Garden Services in Sheffield. Dan, in answer to your question, what you need to do, and I'm not being silly about this now, you just need to make a noise on your social media platform. If you're not quite sure how to do it, I can have a one-to-one with you. We can have a talk and we can go through it and discuss the best ways to get your business to the marketplace. And the thing is, what we got to do, whatever we do in life, we've got to do really well. The devil's in the detail. It's not just in the work, it's everything we do from the moment we get it. From that moment when we put our feet on the ground, the devil's in the detail. Everything we should do well, okay? And we've got to be good at what we do, okay? I'm just looking at what people are saying there now, just trying to read at the same time. Jordan Stockley says, would absolutely love to come down and work with you boys. Jordan, we would love. Jordan, whereabouts are you, mate? Because I'm reading these comments as they're coming up, and I can't keep up with all of it. Jordan, want to know where you're from, mate? I am heading up. I'm going out today after the live feed. I will be leaving quite soon after the live feed. I'm heading out to Barcelona today. Okay, well tomorrow, catching the flight, but heading up to Heathrow and going to go and see Ruby. Been invited to go and have a look at the factory and see what they're doing. West Sussex, mate. Jordan, come down, come and see us, mate. I'll be heading up to Heathrow later on. If you want to give me a call, send me a message on Instagram and I'll send, well, here's my number now if you want to write it down. I'll give you after because I don't like people calling at the moment because of the live feed. We're going to have a caller coming in very, very soon, very shortly, only a couple of minutes away. I'm going to take my top off now because I'm hotting up, okay? It's like, I'm hotting up. Hey guys, look, as I said to you, it's this channel, I can't wait to get going with this live feed this morning. I'm super pumped today, I'm super excited. It's great when we had the guest on there. Having Nick McCartney the other week was on here, was absolutely brilliant, and it'd be good to have him on there again. Gypsy Chef Outdoors, morning all. Gypsy, what a name! Gypsy Chef Outdoor. Let's see it, brother. The devil is in the tea tower. Lol. Calm down, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Lee, I am. For you now this morning, I'm going to calm down. Just really excited. Gypsy Chef Outdoors. I want to know what you're doing, bud. What a name, Gypsy Chef Outdoors. That's a brilliant name. Let's have a look what you're cooking up this morning. Jordan says, yeah, give me your number for sure. Would love to have a chat to you and learn some more bits from you. You're the guru. No, I'm not, mate. I'm not the guru. All I do is I try to do it well and learn from each other. We got to listen to the people that's around us. Lee, who works with me at the moment, come down and help me out, and Ryan. I've learned so much off those two young guys. They've got a great future ahead of them, and I learned so much. We have to be humble about who we are and what we do. And just because I'm 57 and I'm a bit of an oldie now, doesn't mean to say that I know it all, because I don't. I don't know it all. We're all learning. Every day is a school day, as I said before. Mario, good to see you, bud. Good to see Mario on here. Hi, Johnny. Thanks for your recommendation. Just got a delivery of Ruby 250 Expert. Absolutely brilliant. Mario, do you know, Mario, I owe you an apology because I always want to come up and see you. Mario's bought the Ruby. He's bought a Ruby. Do you know, what we've got to try and do is when we buy these new tools, and if I've recommended it, it's been great for me. I am going to cover at some point how good the Ruby has been for me. How good the Ruby has been for me in the respect of the cost, the economic value of having that Ruby, the benefits of having that Ruby. You know, people all say, oh, he's just going on about Ruby. He's getting paid to say it. No, I'm not getting paid to say it. I wish I was. And if I get paid to say it, so be it. But the fact is I'm not. I'm not at the moment. I'd love to be paid. But the fact is the Ruby store is a game changer in the respect it's saving people's lives. We're using tools in a different way than what we did before. We're educating ourselves, okay, through industry as well. They're educating us through social media on how to use products, how to use tools more efficiently and more effectively. It's 10:44. Our caller will be calling us very, very soon. Jordan, I'm going to give you my number now. My number is, if you want to write this down, Jordan, if you have a pen, I'm going to repeat it at some point. Give me a ring later, maybe about 1 o'clock. I'll be heading down towards Heathrow if anybody wants to give me a call. My number is 07795 595 994. 07795 595 if you want to give me a ring. I could get that number up on here, but I want to just see who's calling at the moment. Let's have a, I wonder if I can get that number on there. No, I won't be able to do it on there at the moment. I don't know why. But if you want to give me a call, I will be heading down. It will be safe. I will be on Bluetooth, so you'll be able to give me a call and we'll be able to talk about the things that you discussed. Social media, so important. It's nearly 10:45. I'll call him and go, can't wait for this. I love it when it comes. Let's hope that I get it right, and we're going to have him on our speaker, so you'll be able to hear him. Just move that over way so it doesn't echo. 22 live viewers. We've only got 11 likes. I'm a bit disappointed that people aren't giving it a like this morning. Let's go with it. Go with this morning. Justin, good to see you. John got the table for the Ruby from it, so it's all sorted. Thanks, mate. Justin, I'm so sorry I couldn't help you with that, mate. I wish I could. So good to have Justin on here. And Justin, I really do mean it, mate. We must catch up. Come and have a cup of tea. Come and have a bacon sandwich with me here in my house, in my home. You are always invited. And it's amazing the benefits of social media and the importance of social media because of my friendship I have with Justin on here and how he's supported not just me but other members of the group. We are going to have a call in a minute. Just wait for it to come in. It should be very, very soon. Mario says, hi Johnny, thanks for the recommendation. The Big FB Lee says, smash that like button, guys. That's how you do it. Smash that like button. 26 live viewers. We've got 13 likes on there. Lee, come on. You're my cheerleader, mate. Get it on here. Just get it out. Lee, if you want to give me a ring as well after, mate, and have a chat, I'll be more than happy to take your call. Just waiting for this call to come in. Where are you? Come on, I'm excited. I want to get going with this. I want to hear our guests speaking this morning. Guys, I'm writing everything down. I'm writing people's names, but we've got our guest coming on very, very shortly. Just waiting for him. I've had a fantastic week. Been able to use the new JCB 1.6 ton mini digger with a cab, as my son wanted me to have. Didn't want me to be in the wet no more, and we've actually got the digger. We got it going. We really made it work. Here's our caller. I'm going to read your questions in a minute. Let's answer. Hello.
Good morning, John.
Good morning, Matthew. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, great. Listen, I'm absolutely super pumped that I've got you on here this morning on this live feed.
Delighted. I'm delighted.
I'm just going to do an audio check, Matt, just to make sure. Hello. Can you just say something now?
Good morning, John.
Yeah, we can hear you. There we are.
Yep.
Yeah, we.
Hello, everybody. Yep.
Yeah, Matt, listen, without any further ado, when our guests come on there, rather than me tell them about you, why didn't you just tell them about you yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my name's Matt Williams. I've recently founded a business called Stiled, and with the website Stiled.com, which is a porcelain paving specialist. And it's the ceramics is an industry I've been in for a very long time. I was previously the CEO at Tops Tiles, and really delighted to be entering into the outdoor paving market, which has been really fascinating. Actually, we've been up and running now for a couple of months only, but we've had some really excellent responses to the business from
fantastic
customers, and it's been a really interesting couple of months.
So you are a startup with Stiled, so let's just spell that as STILED, Stiled.com, is it, or .co.uk?
Stiled.com, yeah, that's it.
Stiled.com. How important is it to have a .com, Matt?
Sorry, what?
How important is it to have a .com as opposed to a .co.uk?
To be honest, we went for .co.uk and someone else had it, was the honest truth, and so we went for, I suppose, which is the next best thing in the UK, which is .com, and we got that URL, which we really like. It's sort of memorable and things that people don't. Yeah, you can drive past a sign or something and remember it. So yeah, we think it's quite valuable.
Matt, the reason I asked that, I want to know a little bit more about you, but the reason I asked that, you were a CEO of, as you've just said, of Top Tiles, probably a household name in probably indoor tiling, etc. But what I've noticed is that when I've gone into them, A couple of things I've noticed, they do a lot of outdoor product as well, and it's quality product that I've actually seen. Not quite sure where it comes from and what it is, but what I always liked about Top Tiles is their service. Their customer service was second to none. Are you going to bring a little bit of that with Stiled?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we were evangelical about customer service at Tops, and they still are. I'm still in touch with people there, and it's something we work very hard on, and it's something which you have to sort of ingrain into the culture of a company over a long time. But in terms of Stiled, we're predominantly an online specialist, but we have conversations and we've had some really excellent feedback from customers in terms of reviews about the service that we're offering. So absolutely carrying over that sort of service ethic into Stiled, absolutely.
Matt, people that are watching this and people that know that in the industry, competitors knowing that you're going into another business area very similar to what you're doing, they must see you as a respectable contender.
Very well, thank you. Yeah, well, listen, I suppose I've never really had an intention to sort of go back into the ceramics business, and I was quite, but suppliers ended up, giving me a call as they do, and you sort of, these industries, when you've been in them a long time, seem to have their own gravitational pull, I think. I had a couple of conversations with suppliers, and I was keen to do something which wasn't sort of head-on in competition with Tops, because I still am very fond of the business and wish it nothing but well.
Yeah.
When the opportunity came up to sort of focus on 2 centimetre and outside, I kind of thought, actually it's a really sort of neat way of getting back into the ceramics industry, but in a sort of different pitch, really, different playing pitch. Listen, we've got to be realistic. We're a startup. We're looking to grow, clearly, and we're looking to offer some great products to fitters and retail customers alike.
Matt, I've got to tell you, I'm a bit of a whiner when it comes to customer service. When I go into places, I don't expect them to be on their hands and knees, but I expect to be respected, and to be recognised and to be valued. And I said this to Paul Carter of Ruby, who actually worked at Top Tiles. I didn't even realise, Matt, that he actually worked at Top Tiles. I happened to mention to him one day. I said, do you know, Matt, Paul? I said, every time I said, if there's any company out there that, and we don't want to make this all about Top Tiles, but their service was just, you could see that they were on the board. And I believe that what you'll do at Stiled, if you bring that mantra, that ethos, that work ethics, that not this attitude just about entitlement, I think if you bring that as a starter to a company, if you can maintain this, because it's going to be difficult, because it's a tough world out there, but I think you're going to be a massive success.
Yeah, no, and listen, I think I think working with fitters as well to sort of complete the package, if you like, for the retail customer is really, really important as well. So we're looking to strike up really good relationships with fitters up and down the country.
Yeah. Do you think, Matt? Sorry, mate. I got to ask you this. I'm just, and I want to jump in at these points because I am excited. I don't want to interrupt you because it is regarded as being rude. But do you think that the outdoor tradesman is going to be different from the indoor tradesman? Do you think that's going to be different?
Say that again. Sorry.
Do you think dealing with these landscapers that lay product outside, do you think it's going to be a little bit different to the guys that work indoors with Top Tiles?
Oh, sure, yeah, and listen, it's a different environment, and the technicalities of I believe it's something like 85-90% of outdoor paving is laid in a traditional mortar bed, and that is different to how it is inside, clearly. But we're partnering with Instamac, who we dealt with a lot at Tops, and their background, their origins is in road. So it's they've very much got a speciality there, and we're learning at the same time. But we think
Absolutely.
market.
Matt, I just want to, we've got somebody's just come in, let's just update for our viewers who's joining us, because people jump in and out. This is Landscape Survival with Johnny, Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy. We are live with Matt Williams of Stiled.com, .com rather. John Moore said he wanted to know who you are. So Stiled are an outdoor porcelain purveyor of high quality products. Matt, where does your products come from?
So our products come from Spain and Italy. We've got a couple of lines which come out of Poland, but it's actually an Italian factory, Italian-owned factory in Poland. So all continental Europe and predominantly Spain and Italy.
Does the quality change, Matt, when you get companies like the Italian companies who are renowned for being like the premiership of the paving world when it comes to porcelain? Does their quality drop when they get them manufactured in these places?
Yeah, I mean, the Italians have always had an incredible eye for design, and you know, but when you look across Europe, they're already making these tiles on the same machinery, the same presses and the same inkjet printers. So in terms of technologically, it's a much of a muchness really between continental Europe, but the Italians, without doubt, have an eye for design, and you sort of look to Italy to lead the way in terms of design. And I think there's lots of runway for the outdoor market to develop their designs in the same way that we've seen the market develop inside. I think it will develop outside as well.
Matt, I got to tell you a quick story this moment, because people will like this and you'll like this. I remember once being in near Alessandria or Alexandria, and we were in a customs warehouse, and these Italian drivers took me out for the evening, and I said to him, Italy is incredible. It's got so many good things. It's got the football, it's got the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, it's got the clothing, it's got the shoes, it's got the Renaissance period. It's very classic, it's very smart, they're ingenious in how they go about things. And the question they kept asking me all the time was about Britain, and all I could think of was fish and chips. And but the point that I'm making, Matt, right, is that there are really good things about what the Italians produce. And what you touched upon about is how they produce, so they can produce some porcelain that they can replicate basically any surface, can't they?
They can, yeah, and we saw that in the interior market, is that actually porcelain now is sort of taking over from stone, and you know there are, you know, just in the same way inside, there will always be a part of the market that is stone, but porcelain in the inside actually took quite a bit of the market share from stone, because it's just a superior product if you're looking at how it performs and in terms of how it needs to be maintained. There's no real comparison. It's just such a better product to deal with from those perspectives. But there's always going to be a bit of the market, both inside and out, who will want stone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they will see the pendulum swing towards porcelain, continue to swing towards porcelain, and there's just so much you can do. As you said, you can replicate natural products, but I think that there's also going to be a trend towards pattern and colour as well outside.
Matt, I'm excited because I can honestly say I haven't spoke to many people who've touched upon this subject. So if we looked at granite or travertine or marble, they can replicate that look in a porcelain product, can't they?
Yeah, they can. And you know, the key thing about porcelain is that it's basically non-porous, or the porosity is by definition less than 0.5%. And so if you haven't got any water permeating the actual body of the tile, then it's incredibly hard wearing, frost-proof, stain-proof. I mean, I could go on. It's an incredible material.
That's also from the underside of the tile as well.
That's right.
And we don't want to get confused between tile or paving slab, but in essence, a porcelain product is a tile, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So the key difference being that we're 2 centimeters thick, whereas the traditional indoor tile would be
Matt, I'm enjoying this. We're going to stay with this a moment. We've got a one question. I'm gonna give you the question that somebody's pointed out, and then I'm just going to remind our people, the viewers, what's going on. You can tell I'm excited, Matt. I'm just tongue-tied at the moment. The big FB, as we call him, Lee, who's just joined us. Lee, he's been on here since we started, actually, this morning. Lee says, is porcelain slippy?
Is porcelain, sorry?
Slippy.
Slippy? No,
Yeah.
all of the porcelain that we supply is R11 rated. So this is a ramp test that they do to see whether it's how slip resistant it is. And anything R11 above is British standard for outside, and it's designated as anti-slip.
Yeah, and look, we've got Sagan, who's an integral part of your company. He's just come up with something he's watching now. He says, to answer the slippery question, there are slip ratings for tiles. Example R11. There is no technology referred to as a slip stop technology. Matt, how do you don't sell nothing that hasn't passed that British standard, would you really?
No, we're only R11 and above. So for all of the paving products, yeah.
Well, we've had that from, with respect, but we've had that from the horse's mouth this morning. For all you viewers that is watching now this morning, we've got Matt Williams of Stiled.com. Go on there, check their site out. We're going to be loading up some information and description of the company and about this podcast this morning later on. And what Matt was talking about then was that basically they don't do any products that hasn't got that British standard mark of the R11 rating that's passed. Matt, can you understand people's concerns when they actually look at a surface and they think of this porcelain product like their kitchen floor? These are the questions they're going to ask, isn't it?
No, yeah, listen, I think that it's
a legitimate
duty bound to make sure that people understand the benefits of porcelain, which its anti-slip properties are absolutely one of them. And what's really important as well is it comes back to that porosity point, where if you haven't got any water, then you haven't got any moss or mold that can really create that slippery surface on the top of the tile or paving.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the moisture content that can be very detrimental to any paving, whether it's porcelain or whether it's concrete. Well,
Sure.
Matt, we've got the family joining. Alison's just joined us this morning. Alison says, I'm going to read so you can gauge what's going on. Lee said, thanks very much for that. Alison said, absolutely, Sagan. Everyone assumes that porcelain is slippery. This is a common misconception as long as your product has an R11 rating. We're going to have to keep repeating this story as we go along. And you've talked about the porosity. So you've got when I look at paving, when I look how I lay paving, Matt, for me, it's the compressive strength of the mortar bed, which is important,
yeah.
And the combination of the porcelain product in itself is without doubt, it's so durable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's you're very much when we're sort of talking to Instamac and really getting to understand the sort of mortar bed and the slurry primer. Yeah, you're right. It's not necessary. Well, they're very keen to point out that actually it's not about lots of water. It's actually about just enough water to make it compactable.
Absolutely.
But no more.
Absolutely, and this is what I touch upon regularly. I talk about these rammed earth walls, and we look at the Alhambra, and we look at the Great Wall of China, and how compressed and how they compacted these products years ago to actually give it durability, and they're still around. We've got a question from our Justin, who's a mate of mine, Matt, down in Pontypridd. Justin is a brilliant guy. I mean, he's such a great human being. He's helped me out a few times. He says, the question for Matt, he says, do you foresee porcelain being laid on anything different to MOT and mortar?
Well, clearly, there's pedestal systems which can be used. And listen, if customers really want to, they can loose lay them. I mean, funny enough, for my parents, we laid some porcelain tiles on top of some concrete slabs at the balcony they have in London.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. But I still think that I doubt we're going to move wholesale away from water and slurry primer. I think that will still be the absolute predominant way of playing this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think though it's just what we need to do is, there's a lot of people, and this is where I come in, is that I really believe that the best way to get compressive strength, and think about hydraulically pressed products like block paving and how they are produced, and certainly Tobermoor in Ireland, they produce a block that has very little efflorescence, if any at all, and it's compressed. All right, and if we make our mortars the same as what they make these blocks, they're going to work. The Big FB Lee says, about the cost of porcelain in comparison to sandstone, Matt, basically, I think he's touching upon. What's your thoughts on that? How does it compare? How does the price of porcelain compare with sandstone products?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is part of the reason why the market has sort of opened up for porcelain, really, because you had during the whole COVID crisis, you had the shipping container rate for sandstone coming out from India, go up exponentially.
Yeah.
I think they went from $2,000 a container to $20,000 a container. So
could you repeat that, Matt? Sorry, could you just repeat that for our viewers?
Yeah, during the COVID crisis, the sandstone, which predominantly came out of India, was the shipping container rates to get it over here went from $2,000 a container to $20,000 a container.
Really? So, that much?
Yeah. So it made it very, very expensive to export sandstone from India or China here.
How do you soak those costs up, Matt? What happens with businesses? How do they manage? Because there's no way as a contractor that, if we had to soak those, so you can see that there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that the contractors don't see, and the consumers, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, the market couldn't bear those type of costs. So the sandstone had to either come from somewhere else or it didn't come in, and so this meant that a lot of people switched to porcelain in that period, and actually a lot of them are sticking with porcelain, and a lot of the customers have got to hear about porcelain and sort of believe that that's the way forward.
Is it cheaper is it cheaper? Sorry, Matt, I'm just sorry. Sorry, go on. Sorry, beg your pardon.
No. So in terms of cost, I mean, when shipping container rates were a lot less, I mean, you could get Indian sandstone very cheaply, like under 20 pounds a metre. I think probably you'd get it as cheap as £16 a metre when it was at its very lowest. But those days feel like they've gone to me. So I think that the lower end of porcelain is probably on a par with the lower end of Indian sandstone now, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where it is. Is it cheaper to export from like Italy and Europe than what it is to all the way from India as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's probably a quarter of the price, and we're not shipping stuff halfway around the world. So there's lots of benefit from a sustainability perspective as well. So I think it's good to shop local wherever you can, and Europe is certainly local for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Lee says he paid £5,000 for 60 square meters of blue limestone pavers during lockdown. He says, is this expensive in comparison? It's difficult, isn't it, to sort of compare prices with other companies, because we don't know what their overheads are. So that's a difficult one to actually answer. So, sorry, Matt, I'm going to sneeze. Beg your pardon. No, but there's lots and lots of questions about the porcelain. When you're obviously up and running, Matt, are you going to be sort of giving, not necessarily instructions, sort of advice on how to lay porcelain as well? Is that a requirement of a company or what?
Yeah, at the moment we sort of kicked off with just selling porcelain, and we offer some advice online, but it's very little at the moment. We're sort of pushing customers towards professional fitters, because I think that's their best chance of getting the sort of best quality finish. But we're also looking to start, now that we've proven that we can sell the paving, actually we're going to be expanding the catalogue to include ruby tools and blades and
Yeah.
and also some power products as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and when we talk about Bal and we talk about Instamat, we're talking about companies that have been in the industry for a long time. They've spent a lot of money on research and development into product, haven't they, Matthew?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. And you know, I think that they both see that all of those companies see the future is well, as I said, the pendulum will swing towards porcelain outside as a surface covering, and they're investing in that market.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Sagrin says Indian sandstone is now very comparable to porcelain, and its long-term benefits porcelain, cleaning, sealing, maintenance. That is great. Yeah, you know, you're going to reduce the maintenance on porcelain, Matt, but you're not going to reduce it completely, because you've got to think of the grout joints as well, because cementitious grouts have a porosity value, and it's those, from my experience, that you've got to keep clean. So that's important.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah,
they're more porous than the tile for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we need when we're dealing with the consumer and when we're dealing with contractors, we need clarity, and sometimes things get missed. But you know, I had a customer come back to me after about 3 years and said that their joint lines had gone green, and they would go green because it's got a porosity value. But we can use some sealers to get down there. Would you consider sort of like you know, recommending sealers as well for the grout lines as well, Matt?
For the grout lines, I would. Yeah, in terms of the actual tile themselves, you know, people debate about sealers for porcelain. The reality is, from our perspective, is that they're not needed for the actual tile themselves. And you've got to be careful about how it affects other performances of the tile as well, things like slip rating and things like that.
Absolutely, Matt. This morning, Alice and I were looking at your Instagram account, and we're beginning to like your, not beginning, sorry, I beg your pardon, but we actually like the videos you're starting to produce now in the respect of showcasing your products. And it's always a difficult thing when you're a contractor, you can't see anything, you know. Is there something you're going to put in place where they can not necessarily have a small sample? And we understand as contractors that it's very expensive to send products out, but is there anything that we can do when we have a client that almost likes a certain product, but is there a way that we can get a big sample or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. We've got a free cut sample, completely free cut sample service, and our cut samples are a bit more generous than most. We're at 10 by 14 centimeters, so you get a pretty good representation of the tile. And we also send out a canvas print as well, so you can see actually what all the different tiles within that canvas look like.
Matt, bear with me for a second, mate. Just for a minute. I want to read out people that are joining the live stream. Aaron Whitelock down in Swansea. He says, porcelain is definitely leveled out with sandstone consumer-wise. We're having a lot more wanting the porcelain quoted over sandstone. There you go. And he also says porcelain is the way forward. Mario Rizzi says, my lads will only lay porcelain now as they appreciate the better finish to their work, even the guys that are laying the products as well. So yeah, absolutely. It's better, Matt, isn't it? I think it's you know, it depends what sort of look that you want, but obviously people just want to just reduce the maintenance. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think that is. I think that's a big part. I think that all of the things that we've mentioned about anti-slip, low maintenance, low porosity, you know, frost-proof, stain-proof, all of these things are really big issues that customers have had with stone in the past. You know, I can speak from personal experience on that one. That you know, when we relay our patio at home, it will certainly be porcelain.
Right. Okay. And I think that's the
Sorry, John. Just back to that full size sample piece.
Yeah.
With the question, I think that, you know, we're really keen to look into that, because we do understand that the customers, and particularly fitters, you know, are keen to put full size samples in front of their customers. So, you know, it's something that we're very happy to talk to fitters about. If they want to have the full size samples, we can certainly arrange
Well, I think another way we can actually do it, if like I said, we spoke about this, you're going to try and get them out to me, but obviously, if I can get some samples of your products, I can show each sample individually and load a video up on YouTube and obviously get your products out there. So if anybody's eventually looking for Stiled products, you'll be able to see those on my YouTube account and on my Instagram account. I'll be sharing them there. Matt, whereabouts in the country? Sorry, Matt, go on. You were saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're very keen to, in a similar way to which we did with internal fitters at Tops, we're very, very keen to sort of strike up key relationships with fitters up and down the country. So, where we've got fitters who are, buying product from us, then we're very happy to look at things like full-size samples and sending up full-size samples.
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of points here, Matt. Just here we are now. I'm just imagine I'm a contractor that is. Sorry, I'm just going to say, Matt. Now we just got to remind that there are more people joining us at the moment, Matt. I've just looked at the screen now, and we're looking at the numbers.
Yeah,
It's going up a little bit. This is Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy. We got Matt Williams of Stiled.com. They're a porcelain supplier down there in Banbury, near Banbury in Oxfordshire. So they're pretty central across the UK. You can get your products out through the UK next day or within a couple of days, Matt?
Yeah, a couple of days. If you order before, I think the cut-off is 12 or 1 o'clock, you'll get them the day after next. The samples, the free samples, are the next day, I think, with a cut-off of around 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock.
Right, okay. Well, we can get some more information out on that. We're going to be posting, as I said, on this YouTube video. We'll get the links to your Instagram account and your website as well, Matt. Matt, look, let's just imagine the scenario now going forward. I'm a young lad, or girl, in this landscaping industry, the emerging marketplace of the youth that is coming into this business, and I've been sort of buying off your products now for about a year. Are you going to recommend me? And are you going to two things that we look at here? Are you going to recommend me in a year's time? If somebody phones up and says, "Can you recommend? Do you have a list of approved installers?" Are you going to recommend me after a year if I'm looking the part and I fit the bill? And also, are you going to give me some loyalty back if I show you loyalty with buying your products?
Yeah, very clearly. An answer to yes to both of those. So I think our customer, the residential customer, is very keen to be put in touch with fitters up and down the country. We're already seeing that, and as such, we're very keen to work closely with fitters, as I said before, and actually, where we do work closely with them, and we've got a strong partnership. We'd like to recognise that loyalty and that repeat business.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, and that will be dependent on how much repeat business there is, but we're keen to offer a discount to your listeners, John, today, which will extend for the summer months up until the end of August.
Right. Okay, that's good.
We're happy to give them an introductory offer of 10% off anything online.
Oh, there we go. So I really appreciate that. I feel as if
we work hard on, as an online business, we work hard to keep prices as keen as we can, but
yeah,
as we said before, we're really keen also.
Yeah, look, Matt, at the end of the day, yeah, let's face it, we're in business to make money, just like the people that buy off us as well, aren't we? And I think they understand that, and that's not a problem at all. Matt, the other thing,
I'll let you name the voucher code, John.
Right. Okay. Oh, there you go. So if you're actually any of you viewers now today that's joined this live stream, we've got Matt Williams from Stiled.com. It's great having Matt on. His background is a little bit behind, not a little bit, quite a bit. He's an integral part, and his DNA is Top Tiles, which is well known across the country. So just to let you know who Matt is, but they're a startup business in the outdoor porcelain market now with Stiled.com. You can find them online, check them out. He has said now today that if you're looking for a discount, they give you a 10% discount, and you'll be able to get it through me. So if you're looking for the product, just drop me a message and we'll pass you on to Matt and his team. Matt, seriously, tell us about your team. We want to know who your team is.
The team, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I've joined up with a friend from our time at Tops, who's went on to create his own very successful tile business, a guy called Sabrin, who you've met, John.
Yeah.
And also teamed up with a cousin of mine, Ian, who's very successful in the coffee trade, and he's sort of taken care of imports and supplier relationships. And his wife, Den, who used to work for Johnson's, amongst others, in terms of design and trend analyst for Johnson Tiles. And then also my wife is quite involved as well. You'll see her on some of the product videos online on Instagram.
Yeah, look, Alice and I have met all your team. They're lovely people, and Alison was saying this. Well, and you guys are lovely. You're so receptive. You're decent people, honest people. But it was just good to, and that's what we want. We are. Do you know, Matt? Being nice is never a virtue. Being honest is a virtue. But we're absolutely blown away by how you guys have dealt with things professionally, and I'm sure you will in the future. Yeah, I mean, just look. There's a lot of things being said here, so it's important that I read them out. Matt, I'm going to get my glasses on. Bear with me. We've got Matt Williams from Stiled.com.
I forgot to mention Tilky the dog as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and she's beautiful. We got Aaron Whitelock. Aaron says, just to agree with you, I personally like sandstone. I find the clients I have had starting to understand that to pay more to install porcelain is worth it with regards to quality and longevity. Then we've got Richard Dowd says, render my garage right now, ready to landscape the 3 sides of the property. So we got a few people still on here. We got over 20 people joining. We've got 20 likes, Matt. We're doing something right this morning. The thing I was going to say is that absolutely. So when we talked about just a moment ago about possible building that relationship with your contractor in respect of loyalty, do you think, Matt, it's possible that if there are any contractors watching this now, can we tell them about possible meetups and possible training days of how to lay porcelain? Not that we're telling people everything, but we can talk about good practice and promote good dialogue at maybe a meetup and add those days.
Yeah, we'd love to do that, and actually, we're planning to do such an event towards the end of summer. We're just in the process of designing and installing some outdoor show space for our products up at our HQ, just as you said, outside Banbury. So yeah, very keen to come back on and work with you, John, also in putting on that event, because the desire to do it from the likes of Ruby, Instamat, Bow, and all of our porcelain suppliers is immense. They're really good.
Well, already, just Tony, just fantastic, and it's so important I read these things to you because you just need to know what comes out. Tony at Hallam says, what is the recommendation for porcelain patio and recommended mortar ratio? Well, I can answer that one. The standard is 1:60 for porcelain, which is a bit steep in my opinion. But as long as you get the water off quickly, and you'll have a lot of water tension with porcelain unless you have the fall on there, but it does dry up quickly. Mario Rizzi says, and he's my mate, he is, Matt, so you've got to look after him. He says he will be taking you up on your summer offer. Do we have to mention Johnyboy when we're looking for a promo code? Richard Dowd says, would love to link to Matt's site before I pull the trigger for porcelain and block paving. Carl Button said, should you use sharp sand mix or building sand mortar for porcelain? Carl Button, before Matt answers some of these questions, I'm going to tell you now what you have to consider when using a good bed for a porcelain patio, any patio. It's about the compressive strength. Try and reduce the amounts of water. Water can be detrimental. We know that it's outdoors and you're going to get a lot of rain, but what you don't want is the water causing problems during the curing process. That's the most important thing. And if you've got a good strong, not strong in strength of cement, but a good compressive strength with your mortar, it's not going to wick up all that moisture all the way through. So that's so important. So Matt, if you can follow on from that, I do apologise. But these podcasts, Matt, they're fast and furious. People are asking questions, so they want to know a little bit.
Come on then, John. Are you going to name this promo code or what?
No, go on. I got faith in you, and I'd be over the moon if I was included somewhere in there. So Matt's gonna name the promo code.
What, Survival 10 or Johnyboy 10?
Johnyboy. It's got to be Johnyboy. It's got to be Johnyboy, because let me tell you something, Matt. When I started this group, Landscape Survival with Johnyboy, I thought these guys out there, landscaping survival, and I gave it a Bear Grylls connotation. Survival, because it's a hard job what we do. Not everybody goes into this business, Matt. It's you got to take your hat off to these guys. They're not diplomats. They're out there. They have to deal with customers, consumers. They have to deal with neighbours, suppliers, and it's hard work, right? And I thought it's real hard. When I look back in the past with Alice and I, when we started out in this business, it wasn't an easy game to be into. And then of course, Landscape Survival with Johnyboy. Johnyboy is just a prophetic name for everybody there across the country. So I think, should we agree we call it Johnyboy or JB10?
JB10.
JB10.
Okay, let's do that.
There you are. So all you guys listening now, if you're thinking of getting some porcelain products and buying off Matt, you just need to just mention JB10 and you'll get your discount. Carl Betton said, should you use a sharp sand? John Moore says, agree with Richard now. Johnyboy 10 all the way says Lee, the big FB. So there we are. We've got it. We've got there, Matt.
I think it's incredible, John. You're right. It is a tough job.
Yeah.
Landscaping, and certainly landscaping is a tough job. But what I've been amazed at is the workmanship and the craft out there is immense. And
do you think, Matt, that
I can absolutely see that people would be proud of the jobs that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still.
Oh yeah. I thought I lost you for a minute. Do you think that this porcelain is sort of pushing people to aspire or pushing them to produce better work? Because it can be a difficult product to work with if you're doing lots of cuts, but you're not always going to produce patios with lots of cuts. Sometimes it's going to be quite straightforward. But do you think it's pushing people to produce and to perform better?
Yeah, well, I think that there's certainly a sort of cleaner look to porcelain, which does require probably a different degree of accuracy in terms of laying and things like that. So why not? I think if people are investing more into their outside spaces, which they are undoubtedly doing, then I think it pushes us all forward.
Right, Matt. Listen, it's certainly this. I can't believe how fast this podcast has gone this morning. To be honest, my top tip. I want you to think about your top tip, but my top tip for anyone actually watching this morning when laying porcelain, it's so important that you put a bridge bond between your paving unit and your mortar, and you should do that using a good priming slurry. Matt, what's your top tip?
Shop at Stiled. We've got some great designs coming through, and actually we're really excited with some of the products that we're talking to suppliers about bringing in as well. So there's some really lovely products out there.
Right, well, just to tell you, Nicholas McCartney was watching the live stream this morning. I don't know if he's still on there. You're finishing this live stream, Matt from Stiled.com, with 25 viewers, 23 likes. And Lee from the Big FB, who's always on here, he says, keep it going. He said, what else have you got to do today, mate? So he's asked me a few questions there. Matt, look, we've got to bring this to an end. We could keep talking with this. Do you fancy joining me again in the future, or shall I come down? And Mario Rizzo quickly says, does Matt sell Indian sandstone?
Do I sell any Indian sandstone?
Yeah.
No, right now.
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't.
I've got a product that looks like it, though.
Yeah, we got a product that looks like it. So just to let you know, Nicholas McCartney's still here. You need to speak to him because he wants to come. You need to link up with our Nick, because you're making, just before you go, you're putting together an area, display area, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm keen to work with Nick on getting him to design that
Well, he's a great guy, Nicholas McCartney. There's nothing he doesn't know about design and plants and lots of other things, and just generally being a real great person. So, Nick, we need to get you to speak to Matt at some point. Matt Williams from Stiled, thank you very much for joining this morning. Have a great weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it this morning.
Absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it.
Have a great weekend, Matt. Take care, bud.
You too. Yeah, cheers. Bye.
There you go. Remind me of the website, Stiled, STILED.com. We will be putting it on this live stream when it eventually gets out there later on. It's been a fantastic live stream this morning. Enjoyed having Matt around. There's a guy there with a lot of integrity. He was the CEO of Top Tiles. Absolutely amazing. It was great having him on. Great having Sagrin on there as well. Lee Andy says great live feed. Yeah, it was good. I was really excited having it, and it's hard to control it. But there you are. That's natural. It's not corporate. It's not contrived. Lee, thanks very much as well. The Big FB, great live feed there, lads. And thank you all for joining. And thank you all for communicating with each other in such a professional way. I really, really appreciate it. The last thing we want to be doing on here is having any swearing and bad dialogue. That's not what it's about. 24 likes, 19 viewers we're going to finish on. We're over the hour. Thank you very much for joining us. Join me next week, and hopefully on Monday I will be maybe doing a live stream on YouTube to show you where I am. It's so important that I share what I'm doing. I'm heading out to Ruby, to Barcelona, to see what they're doing out there. So that's it. The live stream's over. Thanks for joining, Matt. Have a great weekend, all of you. And once again, it's this live stream, this channel is nothing without you. All the best. Cheers, bud. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, all of you, from all of you. Thank you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Dare I say any more? I just don't want to go now. I just want to see what you're all saying. Cheers. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.